Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I am back at you with another Wargaming and Miniature video. And in today's video, we're going to continue on with our What's in the Box series. So this is one of the new Spanish Caetratii units from Plastic Soldier Company. It's part of their Ultracast line for Mortem et Gloriam. These are 15 millimeter, kind of a soft resin, or maybe ABS plastic. I'm not sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to open this pack up. We're going to take a look at what the Spanish Caetratii unit looks like. We're going to see what we get in this bag. And if you've never come to any of these videos, what I do is I do a general overview of what I find in the bag. But then I also zoom in so we can take a close look at the figures. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. All right, it comes in a nice Ziploc bag for you to keep track of spare parts and things like that. Let's go ahead and dump this out and see exactly what we're getting. Okay, well, we get a lot of little bitty sprues. Most of these sprues have two figures on them, it looks like. And they are definitely, there's a little bit of a bend to the plastic right there. A way that you can resolve that bend is getting some boiling water in a bowl. Just let it sit for a minute so it stops boiling. And then put this sprue in the water. You can probably dump all of them if you have a big enough bowl. And then give it a few minutes in the hot water. And then when you take these sprues out, if they don't already resort back to being straight, you could just straighten them up with your fingers and then let them dry. Or I should say cool. And when they cool, they should be back to having a straight javelin. Okay, those guys are all different. There is some mold lines. I can see some mold lines on these guys, but overall they got some really good details. And mold lines are no big deal. You just get in there with your knife and scrape those off. These have really good detail. I'm very happy with these. Okay. Now, at first I thought these two guys were the same, but they're not, because he's got a low spear and he's got kind of a chin level spear. So that is, so far, that's 3 different sprues. That's another different sprue. Yet another. Okay, there is a loose figure. He must have popped off his sprue. Now that's a serious bend, which we'll get into once I do the zooming in. Okay, let me get all these out and organized, and then we'll continue on. All right, we got them all separated into their groups. Now, I did want to point something out, that I did a little research on the Celto-Iberians, the Celto-Iberians, the Iberians, and the Lusitanians. The different Spanish units or armies each have a Caetratii unit, and the Caetratii units are all skirmisher units, and you can field them as either 6 or 9 bases. And now, because they're a skirmisher unit, you're looking at 2 figures per base. So I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 bases So you could almost do 2 9-figure bases, because what would you need? You would need 18 bases, right? So you need one more base. So with 17, it's kind of an odd number, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's what I count. Okay. Now, there's a variety of different shields down here, I've noticed. We've got some larger shields. We've got some smaller shields on these sprues. And then there's a sprue here with nothing but the smaller shields. And then we have a sprue here with some large, some small, just large, just small. But then these sprues right here have 4 other types of shields. We got the oval, and then we got the squared off oval. Very Celtic looking. Okay, now these are every pile here is a different sprue, and that's because of the pose of where the spear is located, or where, is he cocked back to throw it, or is he thrusting with it, or is it low, like this guy's got it just barely over his sword. They're all carrying a short sword with that Greek handle on it. It's very, it's got like a handle with like a hook at the end of it. They all look like they're wearing robes with some of them have like a pleated skirt, or an edged skirt, but most of them are just in just robes, and they're considered in Meg. They're considered protected, which just having a shield allows for that status. So by giving them these shields, and they look like they're all carrying the short spear, but they're given a javelin stat because I guess they can throw the spear as well. Okay, so if I counted shields, we're looking at 1, 2, 6 times. Wait. 6, 12, 24, 30. Okay, there's probably going to be enough. 36, 42, 45, 47, 53 shields. And if there are 17 pairs, that means it's under 40. So you're going to have enough shields. So you can just figure out how you would like to pair these shields up. Some of the shields look like they've got handles. These shields here just look like they got center bosses. And then some of their arms are in a position where you could just glue the shield on. Okay, so let's do this. Let's adjust the focus, pull these models up really close, and take a look and see what they look like. All right, we'll do one from each set. So you can see the good details on these models right here, but you can also see there's a little flash on the legs that might need to be scraped off. And the hand looks like. See that sword I was talking about? There we go. And see the pleating on the bottom of his robe? Looks like he's got a center. Looks like he's got a chest plate right in the center of his chest. He does as well. So that's going to lead towards the protected. The next sprue. Yeah, there's quite a bit of flash on this one. Same sprue, same poses. I just wanted to see if there was other. Looks like there's quite a bit of flash on his face. Yeah, I don't have any problem with these plastic models having just mold lines. Okay, that guy's got a strap, probably for his sword. These guys got cross straps, I would assume, for the breastplate. So does that mean this other guy doesn't have a breastplate? No, he doesn't. Got a helmet. And some of them are barefoot, some of them have boots on. This guy's looking like he's got an action pose. He's getting ready, but neither one of those have that breastplate. Good details on these. I'm actually impressed with this Ultracast. Here's the serious bend to his spear. He's got a droopy spear. And he looks like he's got some kind of headdress. Over his helmet. I like the guys that have their arm sticking out like that, because that lets me know that he's going to throw that thing and he's going to get some torque. They all seem to be open mouthed like they're yelling at each other. Is that rolled up sleeves? Or is that an armband? Okay, it looks like it's just an armband. Yeah, doesn't look like they have sleeves. He's got a little dagger on his side there. Or is that just a pouch? Oh, looks like a dagger. Then a sprue of the shields. And in this pack, there's only 2 of these types of shields. And 2 of these types of shields. Okay, guys, that was the Spanish Caetratii unit. Yeah, actually, it's more than one unit. You could probably do almost 3 units. You would just have to find 2 figures. Also, you could do 2 units of 9 or 3 units of 6. The army, all those armies that I mentioned, say that you could have up to 45 bases of these. That's a lot of bases of Caetratii skirmishers. 45 bases. They come in 6s and 9s, so you could have 1 unit of 6, 1 unit of 9 out of this package right here, no problem. They also offer something called what's called a pack breaker, which is a smaller selection of the exact same models here. So you could flesh out or fill out any missing bases that you have. It looks like there is, okay, it looks like there's 4 bases in here, 8 figures. So you could get a unit and a pack breaker and you could really have quite a bit. You could do the 2 9s, 3 6s, maybe 2 6s and a 9. I don't know how the math works out. We'll figure it out. But I bet you this was supposed to have 18 bases, and maybe it was it was an oversight or something, I'm guessing, but maybe it is supposed to only have 17 bases. But it seems like an odd number, so I don't think that's correct. Alright guys, well, thanks for coming out and checking out this video on the Spanish Caetratii unit and packbreaker for Plastic Soldier Company's Mortem Glorium Ultracast in 15 millimeters. And if you're interested in picking these models up, they should be available on my eBay store, which you can find right there. And if you're interested in getting me to assemble these and paint them for you, you can always email me, because I also do commission work. All right, guys, thanks for coming out and checking this video out, and I'll catch you in the next one.